Okay, I'm going to show you how to roll out your own pasta and a few other little fun things that you can do with your sort of pasta rolling machine that's probably been in the cupboard for years since you thought it would be a good idea to buy it. But now's a good chance to use it. So I've had my pasta resting for half an hour in the fridge, and just what I'm going to do is, this will be enough for 6 portions, so I'm going to do it in 200 gram segments, and then I pop them in the freezer and they're absolutely fine in there. So I'm just going to get 200 grams and we'll start with that. So that's 100 grams per person. So just need to weigh that out. 88. See how stretchy the pasta is now that it's rested? And that's just all the glutens in the flour, it's just all nicely rested. And that's why it's important to leave it in the fridge. 204, that's good enough. So we'll roll this out. So just popping it into a little bowl, I can get rid of my scales. And now we just need to flour the surface. And it's important to use a lot of flour when you're rolling out your pasta, just so nothing sticks. And what we'll probably do with this, because this will get too long to handle in one bit, we'll start rolling it out and then cut it in half. You'll see, nice and easy. So just popping the pasta down on the flour and then just with your hands just flattening it down, nice and easily, and then dab both sides in the flour and we can take it over and start rolling. So hopefully your machine looks something like this. It's got the little numbers on the side, mine's 1 to 6, and all these do is you turn the dial and you get a little click each time. It just makes the roller go thinner. So you start out at the widest setting, which for me is 1, and then each time you pass the pasta through the machine, you then just turn the notch to the next number and it gets thinner, thinner, and so on. So this is on the widest setting, and hopefully this should squeeze through. There we go. And just ease it out at the bottom, but if you put flour on it, it should be fine. There, see, already starting to look like pasta. So then we just move the notch onto the next one, so it's just gone a little bit thinner, and then just do the same again. Roll it through. And because it's stretched quite a lot, I'm just going to dab it in the flour again. So just pop it down on the flour. There we go. So it just stops it from sticking to the machine or anything like that. Then we're going to put it to the next one. So on the 3rd level now. And then roll it out. And this is the point where I'm going to cut this in half, because it'll start getting too long to handle. So just roughly cut in half. And then move on to the next dial. And then just ease it into the slot. And then it should come through nice and easily, and it shouldn't be sticking at all now. And then the next level. And what we're going to do is, we'll do this all the way through to the thinnest setting, and then we make it nice and neat and pass it back through again. There we go. And then the last setting, where it'll get really nice and thin. And then just ease it out. It's amazing, the last setting always makes it so big. So just get rid of the other half. Oh, there we go. And now what we want to do is fold this up. So just fold it into half, back over itself like this. And then again, just keep folding it in half. And what you're going to get is a very neat thing like that. So just give it a little pat together. And then we're going to pop this back through the machine and it'll be a lot straighter and it'll look a lot better. So just keep folding it in half until you've got it nicely folded up to it's about this size. And then we need to put the machine back on the widest setting and then pass it back through again. Change it to the next setting. And you see how by folding it up as we did, you get a much better shape of pasta when it passes through. And this needs a little bit more flour now, so I'm just going to add a little bit more flour to my work surface and just do what I did earlier. You'll be able to tell if it feels slightly sticky, then you'll know that it needs flour. There we go. Then move it to a thinner setting. See, you should be getting really nice and good at this now. And thinner again. Oh, there we go. So I just sort of put it in and roll it so it just starts coming out the other end, and then you can take the bit that's come through and it should just pull through nice and easily. See? And then we've got one more to go. See why we cut it in half now? Imagine if this was double the length and we've still got to do the last thickness one, the last thinness. Here we go. There we go. All the way along. Obviously at any time you could just cut it in half to make it more manageable. See, if you haven't quite got long enough arms. There we go. So I'm just going to cut this in half. And then we just need to roll this, dab this in the flour. The first half in the flour, just so that it doesn't get sticky. There we go. I'm going to put a little bit more flour down on the work surface. There we go. And I'm just going to just gently roll that together and leave this to the side whilst we flour the other one. There we go. Right, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a few little things that we can do with this. I'm not going to bother rolling this out because you don't need to see me do this again. So with the first strip of pasta, what I'm going to show you is how to make your own sort of pappardelle. So we're going to cut this into, that's a little bit too long, so probably cut this in half, so you have still nice long strands of the what will be pappardelle. And then make sure it's really nicely floured. So just keep running it over the flour, and you can see the difference. If you look at these two, this one here doesn't really have flour in it, this one does. It's nice and easy. I'm sure you've got it. A bit more. There we go. Now we're just going to take this to our chopping board. There's just about enough room. And now we're just going to very, very carefully, without pressing it together, just roll it up. So you're just folding it up together, so you, nice and neatly like that. See? So it's just folding it up. Folding it out in half and then in half again. See? Like that. And then with your knife, depending on how thick you want it, pappardelle will be about 1 inch thick. Or if you wanted tagliatelle, it would be about half of that. So we just cut out the little strands. Oh, quite a fat one at the end, but that's fine. And then they should just unravel nicely like that. So then all you need to do is just unravel these and pop them on a plate. And they're literally ready to go into the salted boiling water. And they'll only take this, the thinnest setting of your roller, it'll only take 1 minute to 2 minutes maximum, because it really is sort of wafer thin. So just unroll it, and there you go. So you should have strip. And you can do this with all of your pasta and make 200 grams of this. There you go. See, I'm not a professional, you do get one strip that's not quite perfect, but it'll still taste fantastic. Right, and with the other bit of pasta, I'm going to just show you how to cut out ravioli. So it's quite simple. Just if you use a cutter or a pastry, any of your little sort of pastry cutters, thing like that, just press down and cut a couple of discs out. And there you have ravioli. So you just pop your filling in and you've got the two tops. See, nice and simple like that. So that would be for ravioli. And I'm just going to show you another little fun thing that you can do with pasta if you want to show off if you're making ravioli. So if you just take some fresh herbs, I'm just using some basil here, and just lightly tear them onto 1/2 of a strip of pasta like this. There we go. Spread them out a little bit. And then if you fold the pasta over itself and give it a press down, all we need to do is pass this back through the pasta machine. And if you do it on the thinnest setting, this should squash it all nicely together. See? So you're left with pasta that what you can do, if you cut this up, you can cut squares out and you could have ravioli that has basil and fresh pasta in it. And obviously when you cook that, it just tastes absolutely fantastic. It's just a little fun thing that you can do. I'd always use fresh herbs with this though, not dried herbs, because dried herbs take a long time to cook. So whereas this would be absolutely fantastic. So that's essentially it done. Hopefully you're now going to have great fun with your pasta machine. You've seen how easy it is to do and get cooking your pasta.